guys, welcome back to my channel, Black Sails, Season 4, Episode 7. I am 3 episodes in right now to my binge. Hopefully I can watch one more episode after this, but then I need to go to bed because it's pretty late and I got class tomorrow, but I'm hoping to finish this show by tomorrow. With that being said, I'm going to do a quick recap because big things happened last episode. Eleanor died, Maddie died, and I don't really know how I feel about that. Obviously, I'm sad that Maddie died, but Eleanor, I didn't hate her throughout the show, but I didn't really love her. The past couple of episodes, last episode in particular, we got some, emotional appeal and some emotional, closure to her story, talking about how Mr. Scott and Maddie kind of factored into her growing up and her childhood and how much she really emotionally was impacted by them and how much she cared for them. So I really enjoyed that kind of closure that she got because before when her and Maddie were speaking, Maddie was kind of using Mr. Scott as this way of getting Eleanor riled up and was saying that, not that Mr. Scott never cared for her, but he lied to her. He said that Maddie and the mother were dead, and they clearly were not. So his loyalties were elsewhere, but that makes sense. That's his biological family. Whereas Eleanor was like his daughter, but at the end of the day, his allegiance was always to them. So with everything else that is happening, shit is going down, man. Woodes Rogers is at the verge of a complete breakdown, and I think that Flint and his forces kind of have some hope now. Well, now they do. With everybody banding together. That's one thing I really love about Black Sails. They could take people from different jurisdictions, people from different places and different backgrounds, whatever, and they all band together to fight for one cause, which is something that I really enjoy in a show, and Black Sails seems to always do that. So with everybody banding together now, I think that they might stand a fighting chance. I mean, there were a dozen ships, sailing into the bay at Nassau, and now they're actually on the land. But I don't know, I feel like there is a fighting chance, especially now with, I think it was Jack and Max? Yeah, it was Jack and Max, going to plead to Eleanor's grandfather, her rich grandfather in Philadelphia. Something is going to get going there. Once he hears of the news of his granddaughter's death, maybe he'll enact some type of change and help them out a little bit. So there is some hope, and with that being said, I really want to get into this episode. So without further ado, let's get into episode 7.
She and I had become close. She was curious and strong, and she was fighting for something she believed in. I loved her. I believe she loved me. I think she would have wanted you to know that too.
You are all fools if you think this road leads to where he says it does. What happens when our enemy realizes that all it needs to do to defeat us is to take away that common cause? I saved your men's lives and yours from the fight you started but could not finish.
So then leave.
Then leave.
Thank you.
This war is going to begin. This camp is going to fight it.
We're all free men here. And I wish to stay that way.
As do we all.
So fight for it.
Will you join me?
I mean, there is a fighting chance here. It's not like it's improbable. Or impossible, I should say. It is possible.
Governor Racha assured me he had already written off the missing cash, the war effort being of paramount importance. Eleanor turned her guns on me. None of that sounded like anything that would ever occur to her to do. Not her, not after everything we've been through. Who could and would manipulate her to secure their own survival?
My lord, I did no such thing.
It wasn't
Not
manipulation.
Why would I believe you? That you would be released from your obligations and returned to your family?
May I speak, please?
Jesus, what is it?
In dressing the body, my lord. I don't know how to say it.
Leave.
Beg pardon, ma'am?
Leave now,
I'd
please.
be careful if I were you.
Oh,
Mr.
she's
Hall, get out of
pregnant.
this room.
Mrs. Hudson.
You don't want to hear what he's about to tell you.
Oh no. She's the only one that knows. I wonder how far along she was. I don't know, like, what the timeline is here.
I have as much to gain and more to lose than any of us if we fail to see Governor Rogers removed.
The last thing I need to overhear when Mr. Guthrie rejects our proposal is pirate captains, such as, say, Jacques Rackham. Oh, what do you know? There he is. You stay here. I'll be back. You, let's go.
Fuck, it's cold.
I was not expecting that. Jack does not give a shit anymore. He does not care. So this is Philadelphia, right?
I can no longer feel my balls. No one should live here.
You're wrong about her.
She died for this. I can't let this be for nothing. I just can't. You have to trust my judgment for a little while yours is reeling. You think Julie has gained momentum from what I said? Don't worry about it. Everything is moving forward.
I mean, he has put his trust in Flint for a while now, so I don't think that's going to be too hard.
You're one of them. You're a pirate. Did you know Edward Teach? And Jack Rackham?
Oh my god.
Did you know him too? I heard a story that Jack Rackham outsmarted Captain Flint to capture a Spanish treasure galleon right out from under him.
Oh, he's probably so happy to hear that.
Yeah. Knew him too. And believe it or not, that story is true.
What about Charles Vane?
That's crazy. They're like celebrities.
Charles Vane was my closest friend in the world. He was the bravest man I ever knew.
I heard. He sometimes butchered his enemies for amusement. Made stew of their flesh. He was truly an animal. I read it in a newspaper.
Oh.
So automatically you have to believe it, right? That sounds
Mr.
correct.
Guthrie will see you now.
What I told you was the truth. Put down the newspapers and read a book. Your granddaughter Eleanor is dead. I come to offer an opportunity to see that offense answered. You could own Woods Rogers and see him imprisoned.
No.
To which part?
Why?
All of it.
If you'd allow me to explain further.
I heard what you said. The offense to my family's name was done a long time ago by my son, and are no longer a family of mine.
I mean, I kind of expected that, if we're being honest.
She's dead, isn't she?
Is that her grandmother?
And who are you?
Her grandmother. Wait outside. I'll join you shortly.
It's always the women. They always have that emotional appeal. He's gonna stop at nothing now. I mean, this look in his face is genuinely concerning me. Because now he has nothing left to really fight for other than his original cause. Which... That's so scary.
I'm sorry.
That's like actually terrifying.
If you could help me gain your husband's ear again, this time in private, outside the presence of those other
My
men.
husband's commercial interests have grown 12-fold in the past 3 years.
Either Joseph Guthrie is among the 10 luckiest men in the Americas, or that your husband's business is not entirely managed by your husband.
Her? Her too? She manages it?
I see merit to your proposal. Why would I even consider taking on a pirate as a partner like this?
I and my partners have intimate knowledge of Nassau's operations. We've made it work once before and could again, with your help. In all the years the Guthrie family has had a relationship with Nassau, I imagine I'm the first pirate to find his way to your ear. Either I'm the single luckiest pirate in all creation, or I'm of a different sort to the rest of them.
That's a good point.
You killed many of my men, and I got my fair share of yours. I don't care about the cause now. I want one thing, and one thing only. I want them all to pay for it. They are strong when Flint and Silver are united,
No.
but separate the two of them. Turn them one against the other and their world collapses. I tried once and failed, but I didn't possess the instrument necessary to make it work. And you possess it now? No.
You do.
What? 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 But
Daughter
how?
friend.
The whole house burned down. I guess Rogers somehow got in
Part
and
carries that.
saved her?
She's operated significant commercial interests in Nassau Town. It's interesting.
When Richard was a little boy, there was a tomcat that lived out in the woods behind the house. So Richard would feed the tomcat, the cat a slave to his hunger. My son, too. That would seem to be the history of Nassau, too, wouldn't it? Cycle of violence that benefits none and consumes all. I suppose the question is, in Nassau's story, which of these roles do you play?
Many men have played a role in Nassau's story, but none have been able to break the cycle of brutality and failure. Your granddaughter came as close as anyone before Orson. But at the end of the day, and despite her best intentions, there was one truth even she was unable to see. Progress cannot begin, and suffering will not end, until someone has the courage to go out into the woods and drown the damned cat. Lend us your help, and we will do whatever must be done to move Nassau forward.
Max is gonna be the reason
I'm
why
intrigued by your proposal,
she agrees.
but there is one question remaining that you'll have to show me you can adequately answer. What will you do when the cat fights back?
Max was doing pretty good answering those questions up until then. I kind of wish I saw the answer.
This alliance is far too fragile at this stage to withstand that kind of turmoil.
This is gonna be what drives the wedge between
We can
them.
pay the ransom or we can have our war. But we cannot have both.
You were willing to trade this money for a fucking fort. And now it's too important to trade for Marty's life? Is this war more important than her life?
Damn.
Answer the question.
Damn.
Right now, with what's at stake. Yes, it is more important.
Fuck you! We cannot permit Woods Rogers to divide us like this. I will not permit it. Marty would not permit it, and you know it.
When you and I are of the same mind, there is nothing we have not yet been able to do.
It's true. Billy's been trying to separate them for quite some time now, and this might be the thing that actually separates them. She's probably gonna end up dying, and Silver's gonna throw a fit. Justifiably so.
There is one final test to prove our worth and to lessen the risk on her end. Flint.
What?
She wants him dead, and she wants me to do it.
Jesus.
No way. Oh my god, can you
Without
imagine?
him, our prospects of success in Nassau are certainly greatly
Jack
improved.
is the one that kills
As far as
Flint.
he and I go, it's not as if he wouldn't do the same to me were the roles reversed.
I mean, yeah.
And how could you be someone who would do that? The world would know that you were the one to betray every last one of our brothers. Betray the memory of Charles Vane.
I do it for us. It's how it started. It's how it's going to end.
I think he'll die trying. I think he'll definitely try to do it, but he'll die trying. Which I don't want to say, I don't want to predict that, but that's an incredibly rough proposition that he's in right now.
He is confident in his plan. One of you is more confident than the other, I think.
You're confident in his plan. Maybe because it's a good plan. Maybe because it's the only plan. Not a treasure he wanted left in the ground. Ain't in the ground no more. And when that happens, you're either gonna have to concede and let him have his way, or you're gonna have to kill him.
God, man, everybody's out
You
for
know
Flint.
this, don't you?
I want to watch the next episode so bad, but I can't. I'm so tired. Lots of stuff happened this episode. Things are ramping up. With 3 episodes left, I would expect nothing less with Black Sails, especially since this is the last season. So I expect these last 3 episodes to be insane. We're in the final stretch now. Everything is ramping up. So first, let's go over what is happening with Silver's whole storyline. Maddie is alive. Was not expecting that. Billy and Woods Rogers are kind of exploiting that. Billy explains to Woods Rogers that he tried once to separate Flint and Silver. The key to kind of overpowering them and being able to overthrow them is getting them separated because they function way better when they're together. So Billy tried it once and obviously that didn't work out. So he said, now that we have Maddie, we could use her as like this bargaining chip in this grander scheme, you know? I mean, it really is this like big game of chess. Silver has this emotional attachment to Maddie. Obviously, they're together. He loves her. He wants to pay the ransom, but the ransom is everything that they've been fighting for. The ransom is what's going to help them win the war or prevent Woods Rogers from winning the war, essentially, right? I mean, this gold is not to just be thrown away over Maddie. I mean, is Maddie really that important? Silver obviously believes so, but Flint is more of sound mind to make the decision on whether or not to pay that ransom, and I don't think that he is. I think that there's going to be some dispute between him and Silver when they... Right now the plan is to try to rescue Maddie. First of all, I don't think that's going to work. I think that's going to blow up in their face. Second of all, if that plan doesn't work, Silver's going to want to hand over the gold. There's many different routes that this could go, but as Israel Hands was saying at the end, either way, Silver's going to have to come to terms with quite possibly making the decision to kill Flint if he really wants to get what he wants. Which is tough, because clearly they have developed this bond over the course of a couple seasons now. Clearly they're friends, they have this mutual respect for each other, and I think that they love each other in this way that just, like, I don't know, connects them in a way that no 2 other characters on the show share, I feel. So to see Flint go out by Silver's hands would be incredibly depressing. But necessary in terms of Silver's storyline. At least that's what Israel Hands is telling him. I mean, we got Silver thinking about quite possibly having to kill Flint, and then we have Rackham thinking about killing Flint because Eleanor's grandmother is proposing that he needs to kill Flint in order to gain her support. That was the one condition that she said is like non-negotiable and is the final piece in gaining her trust. And if Jack wants this notoriety and Jack wants to do this and kills Flint, his name is going to be kind of tarnished because he would betray his people to, I guess, gain the support and gain like Nassau back, right? Is it worth it? I guess to Jack it is because he really likes his fame and reputation. He wants his name to go down in the history books, but as we saw this episode, his name is already in the history books. The girl came up to him, and I really actually enjoyed that interaction because it kind of gave us insight into what people outside of Nassau think of the people that are in Nassau and like the main players that are in the show. And I really enjoyed that because she was like, I get all my information from the newspapers. Is this true about Vane? Is this true about Teach? Blah, blah, blah. And I just really enjoyed that because Jack got firsthand, I guess, proof that he has a name and has a legacy now. And that's all he has ever wanted. He's wanted a legacy and he wants a life with Anne. So I don't know how or if he is going to go through with the whole Flint plan. I just don't think that he's capable of that. I think the only person really capable of killing Flint is Silver. He's the closest one to him. Flint obviously does not suspect at all that Silver would do this to him, so I think that Silver might be the one to do it. I just don't know how everything is going to go down because obviously there's 3 episodes left, so there's like a million other things that could happen in between that happening and now. So I really don't know how it's going to play out. But there are so many different paths, like so many different ways that this could turn out, which is why I really want to continue watching the show. But I'm going to sit down tomorrow and I'm going to binge the rest of the show, finish it out, and I'm like so excited for that. Another highlight this episode was Jack impersonating Max. I was not expecting that. obviously to happen, and it was great. It was incredible. Jack just has this way of talking that is so fucking funny to me, and I guess to everybody else, because Jack seems to be a fan favorite. But him impersonating Max in particular after, you know, screaming at her essentially the episode before that and like barking at her, that was just very satisfying. I really enjoy their banter. I've enjoyed their banter since the beginning of the show, but like, I don't know, Jack and Max just have this certain type of way of talking to each other that I just really enjoy. In terms of everything else, any final thoughts that I have? I feel like Julius might accept, he might be the one to accept Roger's offer of, like, not pardoning the slaves, but allowing them to be free, emancipation, allowing them to just live free lives. I feel like Julius is going to be the one to take that. This episode we saw him stand up for his own beliefs and stand up to Flint, and at first I was like, you know, I was agreeing with Silver, why not just leave if you don't believe in this? But they have much more to lose and much more at stake in this war than just fighting for Nassau. So if they lose, it's not just, you know, oh, we lost. It's my entire life is going to be lived now as a slave. I'm going to go back to slavery, which is something that is awful and is something that they need to consider when choosing to fight in this war. So all of these are things to consider. I guess those are all of my thoughts. I am super tired, so I'm going to go now, but I am going to watch the final 3 episodes tomorrow, not that this is of any importance to you guys, but I do want to release all of these episodes at one time. I feel like that would be like great if you guys could just binge the show with me kind of thing and experience it the way that I did, which is all in like 2 nights. I really honestly watched season 4 in like 2 nights, so it's crazy. As always, thank you guys for watching. Check out my other reactions if you have not already, and I will see you guys for episode 8. All right, bye guys.